Hey guys, today we are going to work on the Rebel 1100 and we're going to try and take care of something that's kind of been bugging my wife about it, and that is these mirrors right here. Nothing wrong with them per se, but we think we can do better. So stick around, we'll go through the install and we'll see what happens. Okay, so let's start with the mirrors themselves. These are the ones I'm going to replace the unit with. These are CRG hindsight mirrors. They're 3-inch round mirrors. There is a left and a right mirror that you have to order separately, but let's just open one up and see what we got in the box. All right, so you have not much. All right, so you've got the mirror itself. It's metal. It looks like it's like an anodized black. You've got this bracketing system here, which I think is going to work fine. We have a little instruction sheet and a sticker, because we need stickers. All right. Other one's exactly the same, but the other side, the right side, let's get to putting them on. Okay, so on the Honda mirror, there is this little rubber boot that goes over these little nuts right here. So I assume these are opposing nuts and you gotta just loosen them in opposite directions maybe. So until you have enough where you can spin these out. So anyway, I'm gonna get to that right now. Okay, this is a 14mm wrench. This spins the opposite way. And then looks like it rolls out this way. All right, so the mirror's out. All right, so this stud just backs out like a normal. Doesn't appear to be any Loctite or anything on it. Okay, so now this empty hole, I went ahead and ordered some filler screws for this, but I have to wait on those, so we'll get to those later. I'll see if I can cap this with something else I have, but basically that's how they come apart. All right, for the next step, we're gonna pull this bar end off. This takes a 5mm hex, so stick that in there. It's not super tight. Has some Loctite on it, but wasn't that tight. Wow, and it's like glued in there. Oop, can you see that? So we'll have to scrape all that off because we are going to reuse this. Okay, so as you can see, I got this pretty well cleaned up. I just used some alcohol. So the trick is going to be, I want to reuse these. They do make a bar end kit for this, but I've seen a couple other people do this, and I think this actually works better. So you'll notice that this actually fits. I don't know if I can get it to focus. This bracket actually fits on there pretty well. Now the problem is, this is designed to go inside the bar end, so we're gonna have to make up this distance with some washers, and then we will take a much longer hex end bolt and put it through there. So let me get this all figured out and I'll get back and I'll show you how that goes together. Okay, so what we need to do is here, we need to fill this gap because we want this piece to sit on the outside of this now so that I have this gap so I can put the mirror bracket on. So I'm going to use, on this side anyway, these 4 5/16 washers. And as it turns out, they kind of fit. Whoops, trying to do this without. They kind of just fit in there perfect, right? So I also had to get a much longer screw here for this. Hopefully this is in focus. I can't really tell because my eyes suck. But need to get a longer screw to feed into that. But let's just see how this looks once I put it on. Hold on. All right, so this is a 4mm bolt, hex head bolt. Let's see how this turns out. We're just gonna test fit this right now, make sure everything lines up good, and then I will put some blue Loctite on these when I get it done, but I'm pretty sure this will work. All right, so that's solid. Now we can take this part, right? Actually.
Oh shit. Are you recording?
I am recording. I've got the mirrors mounted this way. And I think we're just going to tighten that down and that will secure that up like that. Yeah, those are solid. Just like that, and you can spin these. They're friction fit in there, so just tighten that down a little bit once you get them adjusted. There's a little bit better view of it. That works out pretty good. I think these are going to work nice. Now, on the other side, we're going to have to put one more spacer in there, I think. Instead of 4, I'll use 5 because we want to make sure the throttle tube does not get stuck. So we're going to pull off this mirror. It's reverse thread. All right, then we got to get this plug out. Yep. All right, and like I said, the plugs for these are on the way, but I will revisit this when we get them. The next thing is to take a 5mm and pull. These are really not in there that good, but hey, it's fine. Now this one doesn't have any glue in it like the other one did, so that's kind of handy. I'm gonna try 6 first and we'll see what it looks like. Oh, I need my other screw. So we've got a 4mm into this. Then we're going to go ahead and put on 2 more of these. See how far it sticks out. Got to make sure that the throttle tube can twist freely. While this is tight. Yep, can still turn it. I don't know if we really need that much space though, but we're going to find out. All right, so here's the brackets. This does fit fine. I think I could probably get away with, I really want to try it with 5 instead of 6. 6 puts it out plenty, but I think we can get away with 1 less. I will put measurements and stuff for all of this stuff. All the parts I used. So these are 5/16 inch washers. This is a 6mm by 40mm bolt, hex head. Yeah, I think I can still pull the throttle tube. All right, let's see what this looks like. Yeah, so with the bracket on, it'll still move. So I think we're gonna go with 5. All right, So this small hex head goes in the top. This is way easier to do this way. All right, we gotta get the mirror in like that. And the longer one goes in. These are both 4mm. And when you're tightening this down, I would suggest you push it up against the bar end, so you have less of a chance of the throttle tube binding. All right, make sure the throttle tube still turns, and it does. So we just gotta get these mirrors adjusted, and we should be good to go. All right, so there's both mirrors on. I did end up using, for the record, let's see if I can get this to focus on that. I did use an extra washer on this side, so 5 on the throttle tube side and 4 on the other side. So I think this worked out pretty good. You really can't see the washers, even though I'm kind of jamming this right in there. But yeah, nice look. Kind of takes those top rabbit ears off of the bars and flattens it out. All in all, pretty good. I did switch these screws out. Let's see here. I switched these screws out for some black ones. The ones that come in the kit, right here, right? These are pretty useless. They're very thin, you know, they're that pot metal. And I snapped the head off of one. I barely torqued it. So anyway, you're gonna wanna do that. They'll work, but you gotta be dainty with them. But otherwise, I think everything turned out pretty nice. The mirrors themselves seem pretty good. They do move around, and they kind of fold in too. So if you run into something or you just want to narrow your profile, you can just pull them in and it goes back to their original spot. So all in all, pretty good from CRG. Never used them before, but that's successful, and I think that's a wrap. So if you have any questions on this, let me know down in the comments. If you like this video, you know, give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on any future content. So with that, that's it. As always, guys, thanks for watching.